As someone who has been playing League for a while now, I even reached plat on it. I know it's a bad flex, but I'm gonna try to explain League in 5 minutes. So here I go. League of Legends is a small game created by a small indie game company called Riot Games. So I'm wondering how you found about this game. Well, who knows? In each team, you have 5 players. There are 2 teams, red and blue. Very confusing, I know. There are 2 main game modes in League of Legends. You have Summoner's Rift and ARAM. ARAM is probably the only game mode that normal people play. All the degenerates end up in Summoner's Rift. Unlike Summoner's Rift, ARAM isn't toxic or sweaty. So let's start off with ARAM. In ARAM, you have no roles, so you don't have to worry about that. What is a role? I'll talk about that later. Once you select your champion in the champion select, you will spawn in your fountain, and right in front of the fountain you will see a nexus, and now both team has that, and by the nexus are 2 towers followed by an inhib, then there's another tower, and after that another tower, and your job is to protect your tower while destroying the enemy towers. Eventually, once you get all of the towers, you can finally get the inhib, and then finally get the 2 more towers, and you have the nexus. And then once you kill the nexus, that's it. Woohoo, you won. Now that's basically the objective of the game. But now there's other things to account for, which are item, minions, and other players. Now building items make your champion stronger, and killing minions will give you gold, and killing players will give even more gold, and even destroying towers give you gold as well. Now in ARAM, the only time you get to build an item or spend your gold is when you die, and the start of the game, because it's unlike Summoner Rift, you can back at all times. Now let's get to Summoner's Rift. Now Summoner's Rift is a lot like ARAM, but you'll notice something else now. You will have roles, and these roles consist of top lane, goes to the top side of the map. You have mid lane, which goes in the middle, and you have bot, which goes at the right side of the map. Now, depending on which way you're looking at. Now you have 2 different roles that are kind of somewhat special. Now all of these roles are definitely important, but you have jungle. Jungles have the lanes, or between the lanes there's a jungle, and they basically stay in that area. And you also have support, and now support goes to the bottom side of the map with their bottom laner, who is also called the ADC, which stands for attack damage carry. Now top laners tend to be tanks and bruisers. Jungles tend to be anything that the team is lacking. Mid laner tends to be mages, and then you have bot lane, you have the ADC, who tends to be a marksman, and supports tends to be enchanters. Yeah, that's basically League. But hold on, we're not done just yet. You have other things to account for as well in Summoner's Rift. You have dragons, you have Rift Herald, and Baron. What are those, you might be asking? Well, dragons are basically buffs, and their objectives, they're like objective, but they're semi-objectives. They really don't win you the game, but they definitely can help you win the game. Dragons give you different kinds of buff, like for example, Infernal will give you more damage. You have Baron, which empowers your minions so you can take towers faster, and then you have Herald, which basically charges at towers and does a lot of damage to it, and you have Elder Dragon, which executes enemies and gives you more damage, basically. Now those were team buffs, but you also have individual buffs. Now what I mean by this is jungle camps, 2 specific monsters, which are red and blue. Confusing again, I know. Now the red buff is usually for melee champs, while the blue buff is usually for mage. And there you have it. That's probably under 5 minutes. That's really League in a nutshell. If you guys enjoyed that video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.